Fitzgallman joins us now with a look at big money mistakes to avoid.
Talking about money mistakes today is Tim Dern, who's a financial planner with the Hughes Dern Financial Group locally here in Chicago. And specifically, when we're talking about mistakes, we're talking about now 401k and retirement planning mistakes. So once again, thanks for joining us today. And why do people, though, it's there, it's money on the table. Why aren't people taking full advantage of those 401k matches?
Right. Well, usually it's a matter of they want more in their paycheck. So if they're going to contribute more to their 401k, they're going to get less out of their paycheck. Usually when they're starting their careers, they're trying to get as much as they can. Later on, they get raises, they get more established, then maybe they contribute more. But that's usually the number one reason they're not contributing the max.
And just about how much money are we talking about that people are missing out on?
Well, it could be significant. So let's just say if you made $100,000 a year and your employer was contributing 50% up to 5% match, and you're the type of person who's only contributing 3%. If you did that over 30 years, you're missing out on about $300,000 in your retirement. So it's significant.
This is definitely significant. And that's free money.
Free money,
it's
right.
An employee match.
Right.
Now, let's say, for example, I was that young kid who just out of college, like you said, not thinking about retirement. I don't want to bother with that 401k. That's for my parents.
Right.
And then 40 years rolls around, and I'm looking like, well, maybe got a family, and it's a savings. I've read about it. How do I catch up?
There are some provisions that the employers will allow, and the law allows that you can actually contribute extra money if you're over 50. So you can do the match, plus you can do an extra $6,000, and usually that's what people are doing, is they're contributing the max and maybe a little bit extra after they're 50 years old.
Now, is that 5%? Is that typical? Is that the mandated amount?
Yeah,
or
it's not mandated, but that's a typical amount, and a lot of times you got to consider what your employer is offering in the plan. That's usually the biggest question.
And these can go into a variety of things, but usually it's a employee-driven, like a mutual fund package.
Yeah, so you have options: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. There's a lot of different choices, so you talk to your HR people and you'll find out what different things that you can invest in, and usually on your risk tolerance, how much risk you want to take, and they'll give you some help on that.
And of course you can adjust that as the years go by. You can start out aggressive and then maybe go conservative towards retirement.
Very much so.
Well, Tim, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.